China has unexpectedly cooled toward Russian oil. After the introduction of new US sanctions targeting the major energy giants Lukoil and Rosneft, Chinese oil refineries have now begun to increasingly refuse and turn away Russian oil supply. According to Bloomberg, this move could reduce Russia's oil exports to China by almost 45%, or about 400,000 barrels per day, a blow that Moscow is unlikely to be able to easily compensate for. According to the agency's sources, state corporations Sinopec and PetroChina Co. cancelled part of their orders after the introduction of American restrictions. Private refineries, which had previously been eager to buy cheaper Russian oil, have now also taken a wait-and-see approach, fearing that new deals could put them at risk of secondary sanctions. The popular ESPO grade has been hit particularly hard, which was considered Russia's golden ticket to the Asian market. After the restrictions were introduced, its price plummeted, which further increased uncertainty among Chinese traders. For years, Russia maintained its position as the largest oil supplier to China, largely thanks to generous discounts that offset the risks of sanctions. However, the situation is now changing. Any reduction in supplies from Russia automatically opens the door for other players in the global market, primarily the United States, which recently reached a trade truce with Beijing. As a result, the energy landscape of Asia could change dramatically. China, the world's largest oil importer, faces a dilemma: maintain cooperation with Russia and risk falling under sanctions, or shift to alternative suppliers, including American ones. A telling example is the Yulong oil refinery, which itself came under Western restrictions. Due to Western carriers refusing to deliver cargo, the enterprise was forced to increase its purchases of Russian raw materials. After all, there were hardly any other options left. At the same time, other private refineries are closely monitoring the situation, avoiding steps that could attract the attention of the US Treasury. The situation was made even more intriguing by the meeting between Donald Trump and Xi Jinping, which was described as pragmatic in Washington and as vague in Beijing. As Bloomberg notes, the leaders agreed on new trade rules in certain sectors, but did not mention Russian oil at all. This created even more uncertainty among market players, since it remains unclear whether China will get the green light to continue purchasing Russian raw materials. As Bloomberg notes, the current situation may become the most serious test for Russian energy exports since the start of the war in Ukraine. After all, when even Beijing, Moscow's main trading ally, begins to cautiously distance itself, it signals not only sanctions, but also deeper geopolitical shifts. At the same time, political and economic expert Taras Zahorodny believes that China has never been involved in resolving the war in Ukraine, and it will not do so now, even after a meeting between Trump and Xi Jinping. China will not put pressure on Russia because Putin suits them perfectly. As long as US resources are being diverted to the war between Russia and Ukraine, China is securing itself from the States. Accordingly, the Chinese are interested in seeing the Americans bogged down in this war, he emphasized. But Trump realized that there is no point in talking to Putin, and that it's necessary to discuss the future of Russia with its real master, China, the expert notes. Therefore, this is not about inviting someone to the negotiation process. The US and China are addressing issues comprehensively. First and foremost, it's about trade, but not only about negotiations, Zagorodny believes.